following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Let's go to our man Dave in Clearwater. Hey, Dave, Happy New Year. What's happening, man?
Happy New Year to you, my brother. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. How you been?
I am doing well, man. I'm doing well. Can I throw a quote out at you?
Sure.
In the market, somebody knows something. Someone always knows something. That statement was made by a great trader by the name of Tom O'Brien about 6-7 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
And it kind of hit me like a brick. You're right. Somebody always knows something.
Hey, Carlos, what's going on, brother?
I'm calling you back, Tom. This morning I had the pleasure to talk to you and your son, and I don't want to miss the opportunity to talk to you again.
Well, I think you made some money on this bond.
Oh, yes, Tom. Your newsletter helped me.
That's a beautiful thing. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. And it's a TGIF, so we're going to make it a great weekend. And everyone that's in Florida or going up the coast, we're going to stay safe. It's going to be a tricky storm, folks, no doubt, coming at us. Cultivate wisdom. You don't need to accumulate knowledge to become wise. Anyone can become wise. When you become wise, you respect your body, you respect your mind, and you respect your soul. When you become wise, your life is controlled by your heart, not your head. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 34, NASDAQ down 30, S&P's down 3. Gold contract up $1.40, trading at $13.5170. Silver down 3 cents, $18.08 an ounce. Platinum down $8, $1,009 an ounce. Copper down 10 pennies, trading out at $3.04 a pound. Light sweet crude off $1.57, $47.52 a barrel. Bonds, 10-year note flat, 127.16. 30-year bond down 157.11. King dollar down 372 ticks, trading at 91.270. The euro is at 120 to the U.S. dollar. The yen is at 107 3/4 to the U.S. dollar. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at it. What do you have? Okay, so you're at 246.71. Bottom line, what you've had all week out here, market doesn't want to go up, market doesn't want to go down. If we actually look at this just on a daily basis first, what the market tried to do here is try to get into the high from yesterday. Couldn't do it. Dramatically lighter volume, and that's saying that setup is saying, okay, wants to get down to 241. We're at 246. Now, check this out, folks, because this is going to be really intriguing how this whole thing plays out. That is the S&Ps, right? I'm gonna go to the bonds next. So, the 10-year note. 10-year note got to a price point today of 128.03. Had volume of 1.2 million contracts. So you got a slight contraction of volume. You know, 2 days, Tuesday we did 1.7 million, yesterday 1.5, did 1.8. My suspicion here is that we're going to pull back on the 10-year to 126.24. And the 10-year today, okay, higher price means lower yield. We got the 2.03. Now, let's go to the 30-year. We take a look at the 30-year. 30-year bond got to a price point today of 158.09. We are at 157.11. We did contract volume of 226,000. That also slightly lighter. Yesterday we did 285. If we take a look at the continuous contract and we bring the continuous contract up, what you're looking at is that we got to 159.16. And I do think that a longer-term basis, yeah, we want to go to 164, but I suspect what we're doing right now is that we're going to get a little pullback. And where am I going with that? Okay, so we're going to go into the gold contract. So what did gold do out here? Gold got to a price point out here today of $13.62. Nice volume, no doubt. 368,000 contracts. Great contract volume. Gold's going after the 377.50. So at this particular point, you were $15 underneath it. It's pulled back under the highs of yesterday, which is 13.55. That's telling me that what you're going to have here is that we are going to get a pullback in the gold market somewhere on about the 13.20 to 13.10 area. Okay. Now we were just there this week. That's a decent pullback, and what that's going to be all about, folks, is that the dollar will actually get a bounce. Now it certainly hasn't. Okay. There's no doubt about that. The last time the dollar bounced, it tried to bounce. Well, I can't. Yeah. The low that was here. Let's go through this. So the low that was established last week, that was a decent, if you get into council charting, that was a decent candle at that particular point. But the volume was too high, as far as I was concerned. Okay, so what ended up happening is that was 51,000 down below. It bounced for 2 days, came barreling right back down there, and then tested that with 58,000. Now, what we have out here today is this. You finished your ABC structure on the way down. The one-to-one, and this has done a lot of ABC on the ways down. This just happened to finish this one. The one-to-one structure was 91.019. We did contract in volume, and this is the first time that we got to a low and contracted on volume. So when I put that together with how gold went up dramatically, how the bonds went up dramatically, that's telling me that this market, meaning the gold market wants to pull back a bit, the bond market wants to pull back a bit, the dollar index wants to go up. And in all those contexts, I expect that the dollar's only a dead cat bounce. We're going to be back down to 88. The gold and bond market, they're going to pull back with lighter volume, and they both want higher price. So it's going to be pretty cool watching this shake out. Now, what is intriguing, if you just heard my update, this one here is blowing my mind. I mean, we all know, we all love markets. I always liked markets proving themselves. I find it always fascinating, do they prove themselves or don't they? So if we look at Travelers, we're broadcasting, of course, out of Clearwater, Florida, beautiful place. Bottom line, this Irma that's coming in, it's wobbling back and forth between the middle of the state. That's what it's doing, folks. 1 second, it looks like it's going to hit Miami directly. Next second, it looks like it's going to basically get into the Everglades. And so just to give you an idea of the state's a huge state, by the way, but if you listen to the news, it looks this and it can hit the whole state and all that. Well, guess what? It can, but not with a hurricane force. Because just from Tampa to Miami is 280 miles, folks. Okay, so when you're hitting the dirt, the bottom line is where are you going to hit the dirt? Now, the insurance companies here, they're going up so dramatically, it's like saying that, this is interesting, so there's money betting that the bottom line is that this is not going to be as destructive into this Miami area as basically the PR is at this point. Stay right there, we're coming right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Until recently, it was almost impossible for the average investor to hedge against currency risk in Europe or Japan. For a bold trade on Europe or Japan that protects against moves in currency, trade HEGE or HEGJ, 2 times currency hedged leveraged ETFs from Direction Investments. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. So let's go take a look at a few of these insurance companies. So these companies in general, folks, have been getting whacked the last 3 weeks. If we look at Travelers had come down from 130. Got to a low yesterday of 113. Now, what's so intriguing here, and this just happened, I just really saw this in the last couple hours. So you talk about bids. They just bid up Travelers from the low of 114 all the way up to 120. If we look at Chubb, you have the exact same type of setup. Chubb right now, that had gone from a price point of 150, hit a low yesterday of 133. Right now you're at 141. And let's go see. Now those two are monster insurers. You get Hartford Financial, which is a lot. That's more than that's in the financial business too. That's group benefits. That's a little bit different, mutual fund business. But bottom line, they're all up. So we'll see just how this shakes out, because that the money is banking that what you have there is that there's no doubt this hurricane is a monster. There's no two ways about that. The real kicker would be, does it hit the big city population? That's what it comes down to. If you've ever been in Florida, what happens in Florida in particular is that we have a huge amount of land that's beautiful land, and where the people live, it is very dense. In fact, what is a mind blower, people think of Miami as the most dense center. Right where we are in Pinellas County is the most dense center in the whole state of Florida. There's 4,200 and something people per square mile, and there's no land. There's no, well, in Pinellas County, there's no buildable land. Well, lots here and there, but there's no buildable land. So it's going to be intriguing, watching this whole thing shake out, no doubt. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. We go take a look at some of the higher volume stocks out here today. This is what you have. You have Bank of America down 6 cents. Kruger is down $1.80. That thing's getting killed. That's at $20.95 right now. Apple's off $2.43, trading $1.58. Equifax, the Equifax down $19. These guys should get absolutely crucified. Equifax, bottom line, folks, they got cyber hiked, and they got cyber hiked on the 29th of July. Their executives, 3 of them, sold a bunch of stock on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of August. And they're claiming that they didn't even know that they had got cyber hiked. Okay, so it's bizarre. It's absolutely totally bizarre. What you have out here is that this thing not only blew apart, and more than likely just about everyone that's listening to this broadcast right now has their information at Equifax. The reason I'm saying that is that anyone that has a credit card, Equifax had it. If you have mortgages, they have it even more. And what does happen with the mortgage aspect of it, just so you understand, so if it's only a credit card, what ends up happening, folks, is that they have the aspect of, your Social Security number and all this. If you were applying for mortgages, what ends up happening, which you don't even see, is that they have your bank accounts, they have the whole ball of wax, because they're basically matching the things up. Pretty intense, no doubt about that. We take a look at some of the Dow stocks out here. Well, actually, let's go to Apple. So Apple next week, a big week for them on September 12th. Apple right now is down 243, 19 million shares. That's not huge. I heard our man, Mr. Dave White, who was talking about the SMHs. I like this SMH, but I like this SMH on the way down. I believe he might have this is a setup. This came into the highs out there from the disaster on June 9th. And the SMHs had carried everything up. That's when the SMHs went from 89.71 down to 84. It's tested 3 different times. Bottom line, this thing looks to me like we get some action on the way down. Like we're at 87 right now. 81 looks to be about game. So we'll see how that shakes out. The XAU, the HUI. What do we have inside the gold market, the silver market? XAU, HUI, right now, the XAU is trading 91.56, and I expect what you're going to see here is that we're going to get a little pullback there. The Gold Bugs Index, same type of setup. Gold Bugs Index right now is down 322. You're trading 216.39. That looks to me like it's also going to have a little pullback. It's pretty wild just watching all these different trends. Specifically what I mean is that, I think bonds have just did a short-term top out, the dollar short-term bottom, gold a short-term top, and the wild card, of course, is the S&Ps. What I still can't figure out when I'm trying to get my head wrapped around is the aspect of if the S&P is going to pull back, and a bond's going to pull back at the same time. We'll find out. Amazon, let's go to the big dog, Amazon. Amazon out here trading down 15 bucks. You're at 963. And Amazon also still has that high volume low, laying out there at $927. Right now, you're at 963. We go take a look at Google. What do we have with Google? Google's down 8 bucks. That doesn't look that bad, actually. That's down 8 bucks. Inside the Dow Industrials, let's see the strength versus the weakness. This is pretty wild, man. So the strength out here is an insurance company. It's like, is that bizarre or what? This is like wild. And, so what also could happen here is this. I remember during Katrina, folks, what had happened is that the insurance companies, they were down for about 3 or 4 days after Katrina. Actually about 10 days maybe. And then they never looked back. And the reason they never looked back is because the rates, they could bring up their rates very quickly. So inside the Dow, putting positive into it today is that you get Travelers putting 32 points into it, positive. Boeing putting 12. Home Depot putting 10. Taken away from it is Apple putting 17. If we look at Boeing, well, this is pretty cool, folks. Okay, so this is another Florida story. What happened out here today is that, if you've never, the Boeing 747, okay, that was the huge jumbo jet when they first come out with that. I'll never forget it because it was pretty wild. You could go, well, actually, so check this out. This is crazy. I went in the Marines 49 years ago today. Pretty crazy. 49 years, man. That doesn't feel like yesterday, but anyway. One of my first assignments, I was at headquarters Marine Corps at Quantico, and this is how cheap gas was then. They flew a Boeing 747 from Washington, D.C. to Boston. And I remember it so well because at that point, the way that it worked is that if you were in uniform, I think it cost us all was $19 to go back and forth. And what would end up happening is they'd put us on first class, and first class was on the upper with a piano bar. Well, bottom line, you can imagine just people, it was a blast, okay, needless to say. But what just happened last week is that they just retired the Delta and United had just retired the Boeing 747s. Well, guess what they did? It was so quick, they just lugged the Boeing 747 out today, and they've been helping people get out of Orlando all day long. They did a couple special flights from Orlando to Detroit to basically get people out. Have to love it, man. Stay right there. Coming back when I'm in, Mr. Dave White, folks. Dow is down 59. NASDAQ is up 10. S&P's
has just announced that he'll be coming to Boston September 30th for a free workshop, The Art of Timing the Trade. Join Tom O'Brien Saturday morning, September 30th at the Boston Marriott in Burlington, Massachusetts, as he breaks down his trading methodology and provides you with the tools to become a more successful and profitable trader. Everyone that attends in person will receive a free signed copy of Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. Daryl Martin from Apex Investing Institute will also be presenting for 90 minutes at this free event.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. Join me in Boston on September 30th as I return to my hometown for a workshop about the art of timing the trade. I look forward to seeing all the tigers and tigresses for this special free event.
All action starts early at 7:30 a.m. with a continental breakfast and wraps up at about 1 p.m. Topics that Tom will be covering during his presentation include quality volume, cause and effect, ABC structures, swing points, and much, much more. For all the information on this free Boston event taking place Saturday, September 30th, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're looking to open your portfolio to a world of opportunity, consider the new market-safe emerging currency CD from Everbank. This 3-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 5 equally weighted currencies from Brazil, China, India, Indonesia, and Turkey at a time when experts see great potential for global growth. Even better, it features a 7.0 leverage factor, which means you could earn a potential market upside payment of 7 times the CD's performance at maturity with no cap if the currencies increase in value over the CD's term. And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this index CD. Don't miss out. The September 28th funding deadline will be here before you know it. So call 1-855-750-4051 or visit everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 61. We get the NASDAQ. No, the Dow is up 5. My God, yeah. Sorry, folks. The Dow is up 5. NASDAQ's down 42. S&Ps are off 7. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Dave White. And don't forget, folks, Dave does an outstanding show every trading day right here, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. Also has a couple great newsletters. He has the Tech Insider, and he has the Path of Least Resistance. We are going to be talking about good old Apple, I believe. He got a big slide up there of Apple. And you can come over to our website, folks, at TFNN. You can test drive Dave's newsletters the way you do it. You just go to TFNN. You're going to go to newsletters. If you'd like the Tech Insider, you go to investment newsletters. You can test drive that 30 days. If you would like the Path of Least Resistance, which is an active newsletter, just go to trading newsletters. Dave White, what's going on?
I just saw a guy with a bunch of animals going 2 by 2
Really?
into a big boat. So I think we're ready for Noah. So anyway.
Yeah, we are. I mean, this is a wobbly storm, man. Yeah.
Well, we're just now getting the first rain ban off that storm. I mean, it started 2 minutes ago. So we'll see how it goes here in the next couple of days. Anyway, we don't know what's going to happen with Irma, but we do know what's going to happen Tuesday at 1 p.m. for Apple, and that is they're going to put on their dog and pony for some new products.
Okay.
And the first, of course, everybody knows is going to be a new iPhone. The sales of the Samsung phone, it came out the latest Note 8. It's if you buy it by itself, it's $930, so well under $1,000. There's a lot of psychology that goes into U.S. sales that doesn't really move into the rest of the world, and I think everything here ends in 99 cents, whether it's gas or anything else, and so there's a whole thought that sales would be a whole lot less if this thing is over $1,000. A lot of the rumors had this thing as high as $1,200 at one time, and that is just how expensive this thing's going to be. We know it's going to be very expensive.
So they expect to tell us that on Tuesday, though, right? That's the bottom line, right?
They'll put on when they're going to start taking orders.
Okay.
And normally we already kind of know this stuff, but there's been a lot of delays. They were going to probably do this a month earlier. It didn't work out. They're buying their displays from Samsung, and apparently there were some quality control issues with Samsung getting these new displays out for this device.
Yeah, I heard on Bloomberg last night that there was going to be a delay because they couldn't make enough of them. So it's going to be intriguing.
I don't know if there's going to be a new delay. That I've been talking about that delay for about 6 weeks. So the rumors have been out there. I think the other guys have just kind of caught up to it now. But it's not. It hadn't been anything new. And the whole thing is whether they're going to be able to get enough money into this quarter that that the projections are going to be kind of right.
And what's the Apple's Austin TX adventure?
Well, this goes into a couple of things. We better probably do these in order so we get it right. But what I was going to say is that Apple really doesn't like the fact that all 8 of their components can only come from Samsung in this new phone. We do know that.
Okay.
It's going to be memory. It's going to be the display. It's going to be some other components that they put in this. So if anything that would happen to this giant new manufacturing plant that's just about 20 miles southeast of Seoul, South Korea, that would be the end of any new phones until those components came back online.
Sure.
And if you've ever been around electronics, the one thing you don't want to do is have a single source of failure, i.e. one company can't deliver and you're
and they
out
have
of
eight of them, right? Interesting. Yeah.
Some has. So they do have some political issues in that if anything happened in North Korea and South Korea, even a small skirmish, and one little mortar goes astray, they could close down literally the ability for Apple to make any new smartphones. 8 of the components do come from Samsung. There will be 99% put together in China, but you have to get the components there.
Sure.
And so what Apple is doing in Austin, we talked about it a couple of years ago, they hired 3,500 engineers and put them into a lot of the old Texas Instrument and other tech centers down there that were just sitting empty.
Yes.
So what they've been working on is a new thing that is called micro LED. And we just found out in the last few days that some of the companies that they've been going after and buying some of these small companies, it looks like they are going to be building their own display technology in either late 2018 or 2019. And it's going to be probably half built in Taiwan and half built down there in Austin. So that they two don't have the same issue, which is if they lose one manufacturing plant, they're out of business, right?
Sure, right.
So they're doing that now. Micro LED, you've heard that this next panel is going to be what's called OLED from Samsung, organic light emitting diodes. But you can only make those things, put those pixels so close. And what you can do with this micro LED technology is put about 4 times as many dots in the same amount of space. So it not only that, but it's going to use a great deal less power too. And of course, everybody's always fighting for how long the
power
batteries
is a big
last.
thing. So you get more clarity with less power.
Yes, it would use about 3/8 of the power that a typical OLED display would use.
Okay.
And apparently, this is driven. We're going to see these things first in a new iWatch before it probably comes to the next iPhone. But the next iPhone after this one should have this technology. They bought this small company, I'm going to say 18 months ago, that did this stuff. Samsung's buying the other small company that does this. So there is kind of this frenemies thing with Samsung providing a lot of products, but also Apple's biggest competitor is also its supplier.
Pretty wild, man, when you think about it. Really is.
Yeah, I mean, that really focuses in on that frenemies thing, right? Where
Well, it's almost like
are
they're
we
just dividing
friends
up the
or-
world, right? They're just like dividing up the world. Say, hey, okay, man, let's go, right?
It is. So the only other thing that really we don't hear a lot about is what's going to happen with the Apple TV. There's talk about a new 4K version or an 8K version of ultra high definition Apple TV. Facebook already said they're going to spend $1 billion on content, as in serials and movies, for their platform. Apple's probably going to say the same thing too, that they're going to try to have their own content that no one else has. And the question is, how much money are they going to throw at Hollywood?
A lot.
To do their own thing.
A lot, yeah, exactly.
So a lot of things going on, a lot of unknowns, and that's why I think that probably there's going to be some pretty wide swings on Tuesday when this news comes out.
Yeah, I can see that. Even I was just, when I was listening to your show about the SMHs, man, they look like they're ready to go south to me. So
They do look awful close. Just a little tick higher, and they'll actually test that last eye.
Yeah.
So.
Stay right there, folks. Dave and myself, we're coming right back. Let's see. Dow right now is up 9. NASDAQ is down 58. S&Ps are off 6.5. And the NASDAQ, down 0.6%. Nothing big, but compared to the rest of the indices, got some action on the downside. Coming right back,
Many of our
folks.
new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund is currently offering 4-year first mortgages on many of the fully renovated properties that it has purchased. The first mortgages are third-party appraised with a maximum loan-to-value ratio of 70%, providing a secured investment that pays a fixed return of 5% annually, which works out to a monthly income of more than $416 per $100,000 investment with your principal intact and secured. These 4-year first mortgages are perfect for anyone looking for a secured investment that provides monthly income much like a CD. For more information, email tigerfund@tfnn.com or click on the Tiger Real Estate Opportunity Fund banner along the right side of the tfnn.com homepage, or call our office directly at 877-518-9190. There's a limited supply, so act now. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Tom O'Brien. Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is up 14, Nasdaq's down 40, S&Ps are up 6.5. And if you are in Florida, folks, in the way of harm's way, don't forget, go get lots of cash. Lots of cash, folks, because bottom line is that you never know, number one, how much cash ATMs have, or, in fact, if it's a hit, when they'll come back online. We're talking with our man, Mr. Dave White. We are talking about the Apple release this coming Tuesday at 1 p.m. And don't forget, folks, you can test drive Dave's newsletter right now. The way you do that, come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to go to newsletters. You can go to investment newsletters. You can test drive the tech inside of 30 days, or you can go to trading newsletters and test drive the Path of Least Resistance. Bottom line, you can do both. Okay, so where are we going?
Well, we'll go from Apple here if we're going to go a little farther. And something that kind of went under the radar, I didn't hear many people talk about it last week, but going into the weekend, the 3-day weekend, China has decided that it's getting rid of ICOs for Bitcoin. That kind of hit a real dip. Did you talk about it? I don't know if
I didn't, and it was more info on it today, too. So let's see, you get Bitcoin, if the China orders exchanges to shut. They ordered them to shut today, this afternoon. Yeah,
I mean, they were doing those ICOs, which are kind of like IPOs with Bitcoins, and basically it just was a lot of Ponzi schemes. So they shut that part down, but what's the news here today? That
the actual exchanges. So let's see. So Bitcoin, after regulators ordered the nation's digital exchanges to close. That's the second blow to the $150 billion cryptocurrency after the country earlier had outlawed the initial coin offering. So today they shut down the exchanges. First they said no, those coin offerings are illegal. Bottom line, though, the thing hasn't taken much of a hit. Well, I think it took like a 10% hit on the first news. Maybe this was just priced in already. Oh, yeah, no, listen, yeah, there's no doubt. It's gone from 4,900 to 42, but I'm just saying it's still 4,200, right? I mean, I haven't heard your comments on it. I've thought it's been in a bubble for a long time, but it's kind of tough to, especially, I know you're a big fan of hard assets. This is the least hard asset that you can actually buy, right? I agree, man. I don't, this is definitely something that I would say that I wish I got my head into a lot earlier, because I actually, in my building, folks, there's a lot of us that have been into gold and silver for a long time, and one guy that I really respect, he told me about 2.5 years to go to get my head into this, because this thing was going to go, and he was right. And needless to say, he's probably in the islands right now because, Well, the only thing I have to say is that if you knew Bitcoin was going to roll,
You had to know one thing, and that was going to be that many, especially in Europe, banks and other institutions were going to have this ransomware, and they were going to pay it. Because I'm going to say right now, from what I can tell, 95% of all the appreciation in Bitcoin is based on these banks having to pay out ransoms and use it in Bitcoin. So they're the big buyers and have been the big buyers since for about the last year in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
And
I don't know that, but what I do know is that the banks, I mean, J.P. Morgan, man, is highly involved in this. I mean, you know.
Are they involved in Bitcoin or blockchains? Because those are two different things.
In both. And so isn't Benchmark, and they're, you know, there's big money behind this. This is not like a, you know, as soon as that, I saw J.P. Morgan, they got involved 2 years ago, man. And it was like, okay, here we go, you know.
Well, since no one really owns it, I don't know how they can get involved in it.
They can
they can be around it.
What they've done is that they've owned a lot of those companies that basically are coming off of Bitcoin and all types of block technology. That's what's going on. Because they figure what's going to
the long term is the block technology, not this Bitcoin stuff, which will probably find the U.S. government doing exactly the same thing it's done with the Chinese did eventually. So that's, I mean.
Oh yeah, listen, I can't buy it up here. There's no doubt, man. There's no doubt about that. It's, you know.
I mean, the numbers that they have say that basically 90% of all Bitcoins, other than people just buying it and selling it as a trading vehicle, when you actually buy something physical with it, 90% of those purchases are illegal substances or services of some kind that you couldn't buy with actual cash. Only about 10% of them are actually buying.
No, I don't think so, Dave, because I know what has happened. Legal gambling sites are using Bitcoin for people going in and out of it in a huge way.
Is that legal here in this state?
Yeah. You know, in this state, in Florida, no.
Yeah.
But across the world, it is. You know, if you just think in the United States, that's not the way to think of Bitcoin.
I did see a lot of articles that talked about how Bitcoin was being used to get cash out of China and into the rest of the country.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
So kind of money laundering was yet another big deal. I think that was part of the article, that whatever it was being used for, very little of it had to do with actually buying a particular service, and a lot more with moving cash around or buying illicit activities or avoiding your government.
Well, you know what's so intriguing to me? What I really realized, right, was I was at the ATM like last week, right? And even when I just brought it up now to, hey, make sure you get cash, right? I started thinking to myself, I said, you know, what is really the difference of us having a credit card or debit card or whatever you happen to have, right? And we're in the digital currency already, and we just happen to trust the banks. Like, picture, all your money can be gone tomorrow right out of the bank. And what's the difference? The difference is that we trust the banks and we think that they're secure versus we don't trust Bitcoin right now. You and I don't, at least. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then I really realized, I says, man, this is pretty weird, because there is no difference. What if we woke up tomorrow morning and they said, hey, guess what? You know, I said, hey, listen, man, I got $1,000 in the bank. I said, no, you don't. You don't have anything in the bank. Well, what do you mean? Well, I do. Well, no, you don't.
India tried to force everybody out of any decent-sized exchange, and that's kind of, even the Prime Minister last week had to say that that was a giant mistake, and it didn't work. Basically, the law of unintended consequences for what went on there, and they're going to go back. I think it was, is it rupees?
It's a rupee, yeah, right.
Yeah, they got rid of the 500 and 1,000 rupee note or something.
Right.
And now, you know, they forced everybody into small currency, and it didn't change a thing. It actually made it worse.
Yeah, listen, in India, you are never going to, they're smart enough to know that they can try to take their gold away as many times as they want. It's not going to happen. They tax gold to the hilt in India, folks, because they've been trying to basically take away people's gold in India forever. And guess what? The Indians have more gold. They compete with the Chinese. And it's because their government so many times have devalued and spent all their money, man. It's crazy. Stay right there, folks. Dave and I are coming right back. Dow Industrials right now up 21. Nasdaq's down 37. S&Ps are down 5. We're going to be right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. And folks, come visit us up Boston, September 30th. We're going to be doing a live workshop. It's sponsored by Nadix, so it's free. We got our man, Mr. Dave White. You can test drive Dave's newsletter by coming over to our website at TFNN. You go to newsletters, go to investment newsletters, folks. You can test drive the Tech Insider right here, right now. Dave and I are going to talk to John in Colorado. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, thanks for calling.
Just kind of a informational thing. I signed up for LifeLock yesterday after hearing about the Equifax.
Yes.
And they asked me, in part for my Social Security number and other credit card information for charging, billing purposes. And then this morning I pulled up my account to do some inputting.
Right.
And they, after I gave them my information, I got my credit report from Equifax.
Right.
LifeLock is still using Equifax for doing a credit check on.
Everyone uses Equifax.
No, there still are currently, even after being notified. I just want to.
That's my point, John. That they don't have. There's 3 huge reporting agencies. Equifax is the biggest. That's it goes to all of them. That's the point. That's why people are so flipped out, man. I know it's pretty sick.
No, really,
I can tell you
and
something.
Even,
you know that LifeLock that you have, right?
That I just did the trial membership.
I have it, man. I love it. It's
really?
You know, yeah. What happens? You know, I remember hearing the ads forever saying, "Oh, should I try it?" I tried it, man, and you don't need the full like platinum deal, but it's a good deal, man. I've found it. Well, let's put it this way: if you have a lot of, it's a good deal. They give you text just like that, and it doesn't stop you from doing things, but when you are doing things, a text coming across, is this you? Is this you? Yes, 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 yes. So it's pretty cool, man. Have a great
good
one.
Luck to
Have
all
a safe
of you
one.
down there. White light to everybody.
Thank you
down
so
along
much.
the coast.
Hey, Dave,
Right,
thanks so much, man. We're going to ride the storm out, baby.
Talk to you next week.
It's a beautiful thing. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows, and whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it, step into it, take ownership of it, and get that freaking storm out of here. Bye. Have a great one, folks.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.